47 years. Prisoners, of executions, 47 years of mothers grieving over graves, 47 years of destroying our Iranian culture and heritage, 47 years of joy taken away. Today is historic for Iranians. I never thought I would see a moment like this in my lifetime. Today, hope feels louder than fear. Today is the beginning of, hopefully, a new future for the people of Iran, one that is built on dignity, freedom, peace, and economic prosperity. The fight is far from over. There's so much work ahead, but today, we allow ourselves to feel something many of us never thought was possible.
انا لله و انا الیه راجعون. حضرت آیت الله العظمی امام خمینی، حضرت آیت الله العظمی امام خامنه ای، درود میفرستیم. انا لله.
So finally, Iran has accepted that their supreme leader is late, and it took them a whole lot to accept it, the whole stuff. Maybe they were taking out time to process the whole thing. It was a very fast one. We were thinking the log ahead would be a longer one this time around, but it was so fast. But the funny thing is that people of Iran are happy. Look at this video. I saw it online. It has been circulating. Happy. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have people that are mourning already because they have declared a mourning period within the country in respect to him. Now, for what it's worth, I feel the people of Iran deserve this whole liberty. They deserve this whole liberation per se, because early this year we saw what was going on in Iran. Not about I'm talking about Iranians protesting, themselves protesting, and we saw what they did to some of the people. There were things like arrest of the protesters. There were releases of tear gas and the rest. And the funny thing is that there was a stampede, meaning some persons were being smashed to death by the crowd. You know how when there's a crowd and there's a big and there's a way people are trying to escape, some persons end up being the ones people will squash on and the rest. So many things. So for what is worth, true Iranians are happy for this whole thing. They are. So I will let you listen to this. Was it before, when he was alive? I mean, the supreme leader of Iran. This was what he said. And this is what Trump also gave as a response. It was a bus boost.
اینی هم که میبینید گاهی صحبت جنگ میکنن که ما نمیدونم با فلان جور هواپیما با چه میاییم چنین میکنیم. اینم جدید نیست. در گذشته هم آمریکایی‌ها بارها در حرفهای خودشون تهدید میکردن که همه گزینه‌ها روی میز است. همه گزینه‌ها یعنی از جمله گزینه جنگ. این همیشه میگفتن دیگه. همه گزینه‌ها روی میز. حالا این آقا هم همینطور مرتباً ادعا میکنه ولی ما ناو آوردیم و چه کردیم. به نظر من ملت ایران رو از این چیزا نباید ترسوند. ملت ایران تحت تأثیر این حرفا قرار نمیگیره. از برخورد حق نمیهراسه. ما شروع کننده نیستیم. ما به کسی ظلم نمیخوایم بکنیم. به کشوری حمله نمیخوایم بکنیم. اما در مقابل اون کسی که طمع داشته باشه حمله بخواد بکنه، اذیت بکنه، ملت ایران مشت محکمی به او خواهد زد. البته این را هم آمریکایی‌ها بدونن که اگر این دفعه جنگی را بندازن، این جنگ منطقه‌ای خواهد.
Why wouldn't he say that? Of course you're going to say that, but we have the biggest, most powerful ships in the world over there, very close, a couple of days, and hopefully we'll make a deal. If we don't make a deal, then we'll find out whether or not he was right. A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran.
They
Our
have
objective
started.
is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries.
Wahala dey o.
Among the regime's very first acts was to back a violent takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, holding dozens of American hostages for 444 days. In 1983, Iran's proxies carried out the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut that killed 241 American military personnel. In 2000, they knew and were probably involved with the attack on the USS Cole. Many died. Iranian forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch countless attacks against American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well as U.S. naval and commercial vessels and international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror, and we're not going to put up with it any longer. From Lebanon to Yemen and Syria to Iraq, the regime has armed, trained, and funded terrorist militias that have soaked the earth with blood and guts. And it was Iran's proxy, Hamas, that launched the monstrous October 7th attacks on Israel, slaughtering more than 1,000 innocent people, including 46 Americans, while taking 12 of our citizens hostage. It was brutal, something like the world has never seen before. Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror and just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protested. It has always been the policy of the United States, in particular, my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again, they can never have a nuclear weapon. That is why in Operation Midnight Hammer last June, we obliterated the regime's nuclear program at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. After that attack, we warned them never to resume their malicious pursuit of nuclear weapons, and we sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried. They wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. Again, they wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. They didn't know what was happening. They just wanted to practice evil. But Iran refused, just as it has for decades and decades. They've rejected every opportunity to renounce their nuclear ambitions, and we can't take it anymore. Instead, they attempted to rebuild their nuclear program and to continue developing long-range missiles that can now threaten our very good friends and allies in Europe, our troops stationed overseas, and could soon reach the American homeland. Just imagine how emboldened this regime would be if they ever had and actually were armed with nuclear weapons as a means to deliver their message. For these reasons, the United States military is undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. We're going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally, again, obliterated. We're going to annihilate their navy. We're going to ensure that the region's terrorist proxies can no longer destabilize the region or the world and attack our forces and no longer use their IEDs or roadside bombs, as they are sometimes called, to so gravely wound and kill thousands and thousands of people, including many Americans. And we will ensure that Iran does not obtain a nuclear weapon. It's a very simple message. They will never have a nuclear weapon. This regime will soon learn that no one should challenge the strength and might of the United States Armed Forces. I built and rebuilt our military in my first administration, and there is no military on earth even close to its power, strength, or sophistication. My administration has taken every possible step to minimize the risk to U.S. personnel in the region. Even so, and I do not make this statement lightly, the Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission. We pray for every service member as they selflessly risk their lives to ensure that Americans and our children will never be threatened by a nuclear-armed Iran. We ask God to protect all of our heroes in harm's way, and we trust that, with his help, the men and women of the armed forces will prevail. We have the greatest in the world, and they will prevail. To the members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the armed forces, and all of the police, I say tonight that you must lay down your weapons and have complete immunity, or, in the alternative, face certain death. So, lay down your arms. You will be treated fairly with total immunity, or you will face certain death. Finally, to the great proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations. For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass. May God bless the brave men and women of America's armed forces. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Now we're still waiting to see what's next. But my but my question on the other side is, when will this kind of thing get to my own country? Because there was 2 or 3 months ago, let me say 2 months plus, Donald Trump also said my country is a country of particular concern. And so far, Rally Moore and others have taken out time to analyze the situation of what is happening in my country. But we're waiting for action, so we don't need them. They should not be too lenient. If our government is not ready to preserve the lives of their citizens, if they are not ready to do right by the citizens, please, Trump, do well to do something. Just like we are seeing your doings. Meanwhile, you are doing well. You are. So that will be all for now. We'll bring you more updates. Remember that as they happen, we will bring you updates.